Alright, it's Guitar Flip Friday today. And this is the Eastman AC222. In that case there, it's the Eastman E6D. The replacement for the AC222 is the St. Mark's guitar here. And slightly bigger beast, the slope shoulder dread from Tasman, is replacing the Eastman E6D. Final saddle height on the AC222. It's still got some, but it's pretty low. I've lowered this 3 times, I think, or even 4 since I got it. It had a beautiful high saddle and just kept going. The neck just kept going up and up and up. And you know, I'm getting a bit fussy because this is actually pretty good. And the reading is just over 6/64 there. The top E's probably under 6, maybe closer to 5. So to be honest, this has got a good action, you know? Yeah, so this is an important measurement I wanted to show as well. And I've been reading a lot about this, and I'm going to put some posts up, but the height of the string off the body. And on this guitar it is 28/64, 7/16 of an inch. And you know, this has got a reasonable bit of saddle. It's got a higher bridge than the E6D and that low saddle, as I said. I'm selling this for 600 Australian dollars. And you know, they go up to 1,200. You can pick them up for 1,000, and I got this for $1,100. So that's that one. And it comes with the Eastman's case, because these are quite nice, but they're sort of that semi-hard case with thick foam. It's got the original receipt, it's got the certificate, it's got the rag, and it's got the Allen key. Okay, here's the E6D, and we have a height here of 24/64, 3/8 of an inch. The reason that's lower than the AC222 is the bridge straight out of the factory is lower, which you'd just be surprised, because you'd think that a golden era style dreadnought would have a higher bridge. And I've banged on about this on my other videos ad nauseum. But this guitar I'm having to sell. This was my forever guitar. And why? Well, because it's got that low bridge, low saddle, 7/64 here. And about the same on the E string. So there's been something in lowering this saddle. Even though it seems to curve down, the height on this top E is not as low as it should be. So Warren's getting this as well. And this one is going for 600 Australian dollars. I think that's a fair price. It still sounds lovely. And that was $1,250. And it's in mint condition. It's like quite new. So Eastman, sold me this guitar. It was beautiful in the shop. The saddle had to be brought down 3 times, and it's continuing to lift. Well, let's hope not for the new buyer. So that guitar goes down in price by 50% in 6 months. And out she goes. And look, this guitar does not sound better. It's got laminated rosewood back and sides. But let's have a quick measure of the height, how they've done it. And look at this. It's not even a belly bridge. They're using this lovely pyramid style bridge. I'll give you the measurement on this guy. Okay, and here's the Tasman, and it's 30 and possibly 31. Let's say it's 30/64, that's 15/32. So it's another 2/64 higher than the AC222. It's a really nicely put together guitar. Just doesn't sound as big and warm as the Eastman's. It's got laminated rosewood back and sides, but it's a beautifully put together guitar, Tasman. So just in principle, I bought a guitar that has some saddle height, that has a higher bridge straight out of the box, and has a beautiful action at the 12th fret. So that's my stopgap. Because my forever guitar has lasted 6 months. Yeah, this is St. Mark's, and it's the champion of all. And you know what the height is on this guy? Let's have a look. That's 28 there, and then there's another one that's 2, that's 32. It's exactly half an inch. And there you have it. And that's why I love this guitar. It happens to sound beautiful as well. And look at that. It's probably got 24 64ths bridge. And then you go up to the 32, and that's a healthy saddle. It's a healthy bridge. It's a healthy guitar, and it's got a healthy sound. Okay, I wanted to summarize the video, and I did a bit of research on the unofficial Martin Guitar Forum and a couple other places online, and it was about the optimal heights of the bridge and the saddle from the golden era of guitars. Now, the golden era of guitars was Martin's guitars generally through the 30s, through the Second World War, and then they stopped that design apparently in around 1944, and they changed their construction methods. But basically, apparently, people who've seen original golden era guitars, they were looking at roughly a ½ inch total height. So a ½ inch to 32 64ths, but they also saw guitars with 28 64th string height from the body up to the string. And you can see here, that's what we had with the AC222. It had 28 64, so that was within the range. And as I say, that's why I was surprised that the E6D had a combined height, very low saddle. It was only 21 64ths. It might have been 22. I didn't measure those individual ones, as you can see in the video though, but I'm just saying, look, it was very low saddle. And so if the saddle had been a bit higher, it probably would have come up, but that's below the ideal range. And the pyramid bridge, they said, was a little bit lower because obviously it's a less solid, substantial bridge. So you don't want to put too much height on it because the string pressure is going to start to damage the body. So just to recap, the Eastman had a total height of 24 64ths, and I won't round these down to the numbers just so you can see the comparison. The Eastman was at 28, and the Tasman was at 30 64ths, and the St. Mark's was at 32, which is exactly ½ an inch. So that's probably optimal. But as I say, the range could come down to this 28 as well. And I did think that the Tasman's, being a pyramid bridge, was a little bit lower, but it had a nice bit of saddle there, 7 64ths, as opposed to only 4 left on the Eastman. And you realise if you want to reduce your action at the 12th fret, you have to take 2 64ths off the saddle to get 1 64th down at your 12th fret. So there's very little to go here, and this guy was pretty much finished, I would have thought. So that was it. And what was really interesting too is there was an interesting point made by a luthier to say the danger is with people resetting the old vintage guitars. If they reset the neck with too much angle, the saddle can become too high, and that's not good for the tone of the guitar or for the structure because there's too much pressure on the guitar. But apparently that extreme pressure is going to actually stress the top out, and so it's not going to be able to vibrate freely. So really you do want to have your guitar in this range, 28 to 32 64ths. So up to ½ an inch there. And if you, let's divide this by 4, 7 16ths of an inch as a combined height. So just something to think about when you look at guitars, because this is absolutely the critical thing. No matter what sort of guitar you've got, a cheap one, a good one, an old one, a new one, you want to have the height combined of the bridge and the saddle in this range from 28 to 32 64ths. And the Eastman.